Hello, good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another collective reading. The reason I'm doing collective readings around this time because I believe that the energies that is in the universe is for everybody. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. So it's a collective energy, right? And when we say collective energy, that means it is around us, around everybody, respective of your zodiac sign. Now, if you want more specific readings, then you will have to go for your natal chart, your latitudes, the longitudes, that gives you more precise information about your story in total. But if you're looking at something for guidance, if you're looking for some situation that you want to know you have got stuck, then collective reading helps you because it's there. It's all around us, right? It's just a matter of us knowing, understanding, and getting a hang of the situation. So that is the reason I'm doing collective readings these days because it helps everybody in general, right? So take it in the way it resonates with your situation. Don't force yourself into this reading. Like I do every time, guys, I'm going to cut the deck 3 times and I'll flip the cards, the center one that comes out, and then we'll go from there. So whatever we get in the upright is the upright card. Whatever we get on the other side will be on the other side. Okay, so irrespective what we get, we'll see. Let's call upon our spirit guide, our divine angels, ancestors, my spirit guide into this reading for you, the collective, and let's see what comes out in here for us around this portion of time in this month of January, right? So we'll go from there and we'll see what happens. And normally, like I said, we use one deck, or rather I use one deck because I think the messages are more clear, clarity is there, and it's easy because Spirit has already caught on to this deck and it's easier to understand what our spirit guide angels are trying to say or tell us in here, okay? I am going to lower the camera a little bit so that you can see the cards as we move into the main reading, and then we'll go from there, guys, okay? So let's see collective what's happening at your end, at our end, not specifically to somebody in particular, but just in general, like I've said, okay? So bear with me. Let's see what's happening in this situation in here, okay? Take the guidance, work according to your understanding, your spiritual path. Tarot is all about spiritual understanding. It is not about you winning $1 million tomorrow. It's not about you winning the lotto. It's not about you winning 649, right? Whatever that could be for each one of us. But it's about your spiritual understanding, your spiritual guide, your spiritual path that you need to tap in, right? At this point in our time, in our lives, as we move into the year 2023, okay? So I have shuffled. Let's see what Angel has to tell us in here. The bottom of the deck is a 6 of Cups in the reverse. Talks about a lot of unhappiness in some kind of a situation in your life at this point where you're not satisfied. Now, that could be pertaining to people around you in general, that could be pertaining to your children, to your happiness, where you're not being able to be happy in the childlike way, kind of a situation where you are free of all the burdens and you're able to do what you want to, you know, something that makes you happy, something is not working in that direction for you at this point in time, guys. Okay, but let's see what's going on. So that's what Spirit is trying to say, that there should be a message in here. It also could be a lack of a soulmate in some cases where you're not finding the right person for yourself. You're not happy with the person you're with at this point. They're not clicking with your soul. They're not a part of your soul tribe. They're not a part of your soul, basically. So it could be any situation for anybody at this point. There could be numerous ways you can predict or talk about that card, right? So it can be anything for anyone in particular. I'm not pointing out to something that it can be anything. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? So we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have Justice in the reverse, okay. Let's see. I'm going to clarify, as I do normally, guys, as we go along the reading, and we'll see what more messages we get. Seven of Cups in the reverse, okay. I'm going to take 6 cards. 6 is the medium of communication between me and my spirit that I always say it is. Right? We have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. The 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Wow. Okay. Then we have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. All right, so right away, guys, if you can see the cards, hold on with me for a second. Okay. Before I clarify, I'm just going to, in general, point out to what the messages are in here at this point in time, okay? So somebody with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be you, or like I say, always, it could be you or somebody who's connected with you in some shape and form, right? Is looking at a situation where they know, or where you know. I'll talk about you because it's I'm considering this to be your reading because you're watching, okay? But if you think it's not you, then please relate it with some situation or somebody in your life with whom you are close to. So with the Knight of Pentacles, you are not in a rush, okay? Let me tell you that. You're not in a rush, but at the same time, you do know, right? You do know that there are a lot of things that is out of balance at this point, or has been out of balance. Let me put it that way, right? Has been out of balance, and you're looking at the whole situation. It's like, you are surveying the situation from a very macro point of view. Like, it's macro, it's big, right? Like, there are a lot of things that either needs to be corrected or has to be revisited or has to be taken action on. But with the Knight of Pentacles, the good thing about the Knight of Pentacles, as I always say, is that somebody who is, or you are in a position right now, you are moving at a very slow pace. Very, very slow pace. With the Knight of Pentacles, it's never quick. They take their time. That's this particular night, right? This particular night is always about time. They think, they work on that thinking. They are not impulsive. This night is not an impulsive night. It's not a night who will think today and take action tomorrow. No. This night thinks a little bit more than other knights in the tarot deck. So therefore, this knight is always very, very slow when it comes to taking action, because action means we always decipher action with being quick, right? Being quick, thinking and taking action, thinking and knowing that this is wrong and rushing towards that particular situation to make it right. But this is not that knight. This knight is very methodical, right? Will go through all the methods, think about it, work on their own calculations. Is it right? And if I go this way, what happens? If I go that way, what happens? So it's a very calculative night. That's how I like to put it. Very mathematically oriented at times too, with regards to numbers as well. So someone here, or like I said, it could be you, is looking at a situation from a larger perspective, right? Because then you have justice in the reverse. So when justice in the reverse shows up, clearly you know there has been an injustice, or someone knows there has been an injustice. When injustice is concerned, it talks about not taking responsibility for your action, not holding yourself liable, trying to pass the blame off to somebody else. Oh, this didn't happen to me because of someone else. I didn't get a job because the other person did something else. Or my boss did something to me because of the third person. So we always, with justice in the reverse, we don't take that blame on ourselves. We push the blame off, and we try to be very prim and proper, very clean, but that's not what it is. Justice in the reverse is always about you not taking liability and responsibility for your own self or your own karma, right? Why? The Seven of Cups in the reverse. Because you had or have too many choices and options, even today. We'll see what the clarifiers talk about. But I'm just reading the base cards, right? You have a lot of choices and options that you are, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. So Spirit says with this card, there is also another message that I would like to clarify here, is that if you have too many choices and options and you are not being able to decide or take liability for your action or your decision in life, then it's time to realign with your decision and choices. It's time to realign, right? So this is also another message, but we'll, again, like I said, we'll clarify. Now, the next set of cards talks about the Ace of Wands in the reverse, which is clearly a lack of direction. And why is there clearly a lack of direction? It's because, like I said, you still have too many options and choices that you are not being able to gather in yourself. What is that you need to do in order to get justice for yourself? You're confused a little bit. You're overwhelmed, maybe. With too many options, you could also be overwhelmed. You're not being able to be decisive or take a decision, which in turn is leading to a lack of direction in your life, right? And this lack of direction is with the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. It could be with money. It could be with money that you probably have a problem with at this point in time, where some of you, excuse me, could have overspent before. You're running low on your budget. You're running low on your funds or fundings, where there is an imbalance. There is an imbalance that has been created between your give and take situation in life, between a balance that should have been there in your case. And this, with the pentacles, it always mostly talks about money. It also could mean emotions, right? But there is an imbalance. It also could mean passion, but there is an imbalance. But pentacles, in the real sense with the tarot, talks about money. So there is an imbalance in your money situation, but you lack a direction at this point towards it. Why? Because, like I said, you have too many options that you're not being able to, um, realign. So you need to realign on this. That's the message, but we'll go from there. Now, with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, again, Spirit says it's time to rework on yourself, right? But it could also mean that you have been overcommitted to something in your life where you did not juggle things through properly, or you did not balance or prioritize things through properly in your life. That also could be a case in here. We'll see what happens. Okay. So normally with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, it talks about, again, realign, refocus, rework, revisit the places that you need to revisit, where you know that you have overdone things or you've been overcommitted to situations in your life, that today you're finding that there is a lack of money, a lack of balance, and you're not getting a clear path to knowing what you can do to improve on this situation more so. Okay, but we'll see what the clarifiers are talking about here. Hold on, guys. So this is the base message in here. So somebody with the Knight of Pentacles, or you with the Knight of Pentacles, you clearly are understanding. It's like taking a stock of the situation in yourself. Very slowly, you're getting a feel of the whole situation, right? Please talk to me about the Knight of Pentacles. You're getting a grasp of this situation. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, that you are not being able to move forward. There is a block, could be with your money, with your job, could be with your home, a purchase, could be anything. Financial independence. So there is a block, and you are getting stuck in there because you see what you're looking at. Like I said, you're looking at a larger perspective, but you're also looking at the situation in here where you know that you have to improve on that situation in order to move forward in your life, because clearly money is the issue in the collective at this point. Okay, we'll go from there, we'll go into the third level, but we'll first do the second level here. Okay, just talk to me about Justice in the reverse. So clearly there is a lack of justice. Yeah, the Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're trying to fight your worries, guys. You're trying to kill your demons. You're still very much anxious about this injustice. It also could be that somebody is fighting a court case and is not being able to move because there is still no settlement in your life with this situation. It can mean anything for anybody, right? So you are very much worried about this situation, if at all you will get justice. So you're anxious, you're worried, you're stressed, right? But you're trying to fight it because of what? Because there has been a lot of failures in your life. You have learned lessons, or you're learning lessons from in these situations. Even today, your learning lessons are still on, guys. So you know that, right? So there are learning lessons you're going through, which is creating a lot of stress at night, creating a lot of anxiousness for you, creating a lot of, like I said, you're trying to fight, you're trying to kill those um, nightmares. You're trying to work out of this situation because you are realizing or you are coming to terms with your learning lessons, your failures in life as well, right? Please talk to me about the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse, again, is all about procrastination as well. Yeah, the High Priestess in the reverse, right? Some of you could be in a very low vibrational energy at this point, because you're not being able, you're kind of out of touch with your intuition at this moment. So you could be feeling very low within yourself, within your subconscious mind. You're not talking about it, but you're being bogged down, right? You're being bogged down because, like I said, this worry, this failure is causing that bog down to happen, because what you're looking at, you want to take us, like you're taking a stock of this situation where you're not being able to move forward because you're lacking that abundance, you're lacking the strength to start something new in your life, you're not being able to push yourself forward because you feel you don't have enough in your pocket at this point. So it's a cause. It's a cause of worry and the failure of a lot of injustice that has happened where you or somebody has not taken responsibility towards your own situation in life. Taking responsibility to do the right things, taking responsibility to manage your funds, taking responsibility to see how much you have and what is that you need to spend. Some of you could have overspent without thinking about it, right? So it could be anything. Or like I said, it also could be a case where there is some kind of legal battle, separation that involves a monetary situation in your life as well. So there is a lot of learning, lot of failure, from a lot of failures that has happened where you're obviously feeling very bogged down in a very low vibrational energy because you're not being able to understand what is the choice you have now. Too many choices, but you don't know what that is. What is the right one for you? That's what I'm trying to say here. You are not in touch with the right choice at this moment. Please talk to me about the Ace of Wands here in the reverse. And this is where there is a clear lack of direction, guys. Clear lack of direction in your life, lack of creativity. You're not being able to think anything new at this point. Yeah, the Three of Swords in the reverse, because of a lot of learning lessons that you have encountered with. A lot of learning lessons. You're trying to heal from that situation. All the lessons that you have learned over a period in time, you're trying to understand, you're trying to grow. You're trying to understand how to grow out of that because it's a learning lesson and we all learn for a reason. We all learn. Whatever we lose, whatever we do wrong, there is a reason behind the whole situation. So in here, with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, you have learned your lesson that you haven't done the right thing at the right time. The time was there, but you haven't taken initiative, you haven't taken action over that situation that had been your learning lesson. But you are slowly coming out of it. You're slowly gathering back your strength, right? You're slowly gathering back your self. It also could be a situation for some people where others have been involved. A third party situation could have been involved from where you have learned a lot of lesson, and where there has been a monetary imbalance in your life. Please talk to me about the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're trying to grow out of that situation. The Page of Sword in the reverse, where lot of talk, no action, undelivered promise, right? Lot of talk, no action, undelivered promise on some situation in your life where there is a monetary involvement of equal give and take. So somebody could have promised, okay, I'll give you this if this happens, or I'll give you that if this happens. But what you're discovering is that everything that had been told to you before or had been promised to you before was all action and undelivered. No action, all talk, and undelivered promises in your life about an equal give and take. And like I said, this could involve monetary give and take. Maybe some of you have invested, for example, in some place, and your stockbroker or your investment agent or your financial broker had said, okay, you put this much of money and in return you will get back so much, right? And we tend to believe somebody like that. We tend to believe that, yes, what they are saying is right because they are the masters. They know what they are telling you. They can see the world investment situation. They know how much money I have, and if I put this, this is how much I get back at the end of the term, right? But today you're discovering, or you will be discovering, that it was all talk, no action. Somebody hasn't done the right thing, an undelivered promise in returning the money to you, or making sure that you have the right investments in the right place that you can earn back your rewards, right? The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Please talk to me about the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. And this could be a reason where it has upset your balance in life with regards to money. Yeah, the Hierophant in the reverse, right? It has upset your balance in life because you now know that you have to break your rules. Something you have to break. Something you have to free yourself from. It could be your trials and errors that you have learned your lesson from. It could be from a commitment that you have been attached with, that you were not being able to let go because your belief system was not allowing you to let go of it, right? It also could be your spiritual learning that you have understood about your traditions, that you cannot be traditional in your thinking anymore. You have to break away from the traditional upbringing or the programming that you have had as a child or as an adult or growing up years. So there is a need, Spirit is saying, that if you want to improve upon your situation, guys, there is a need for you to detach yourself from your own belief system that involves your character, involves your traditional understanding, right? Your destiny that you had thought was your destiny, but it's not anymore, or a commitment that you had been attached with. You need to break away from that situation, or else you will not be able to balance back your own self, right? So there is a need to refocus on this situation for you guys. There is a need to understand how to bring back the balance And it also, like I said, it also could be money. So some of you could be, like I said, some of you could be attached in a situation where you have drained your monetary funds or your funds. And you have to detach yourself from that situation, because unless you can move out of that situation, which also means that you have to break a commitment, you have to break something that was a part of your life that you thoroughly felt was the right way for you, right? But today you're coming to terms, or Spirit is saying, no, you can't be there anymore. You have to understand, you have to come to terms that you have to break your own belief. That means you are breaking free of something that was in your mind as a part of your belief system. Okay, let's go on to the third level and see what Spirit has in store for us, guys. Okay. Please talk to me about the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. You are realizing, what I'm getting, guys, is you're realizing that until you do something about your own situation and take responsibility from and learning from your failures in life, you will not be able to manage your life well. I mean, there is a point in your life that you have been working with. Yeah, the Empress in the reverse. The reason, here it is, guys, the reason you are lacking your money, or you're lacking a new start to your life, or doing something new that brings in happiness for you, that could be buying a house, buying a car, going on a cruise, taking a vacation, it's because there is somebody in your life who is not abundant, who is not fertile, who is emotionally dependent on your money, right? Who is not bringing new money in your life, who is not bringing new funds in your life, but is draining the funds from your life, because that person or that energy is not a fertile energy, lacks creativity to do anything new, has no wish to do anything new, right? But at the same time, is draining your funds. So basically what is happening here, guys, is basically somebody that is emotionally dependent on you, or you are emotionally dependent on that person, it can go either ways, is draining your funds and not allowing you to move forward in your life. You know, it's very much like a parasite. Some kind of a person or an energy here who brings no fertility, no joy, no abundance, has not been able to take care of their children. For some, it also could be that. Has not been able to get pregnant. For some, it also could be that. Is not able to bear kids, or is not able to, make things fertile, is not able to look after the kids that he or she probably has, but is draining your resources in your life and not allowing you to move forward. So this is where a lot of injustice has happened, and you know that you or somebody in your life have not taken the responsibility towards this situation, and this is where there has been a lot of failure and learning lessons. Please talk to me about the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, right? See, with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, you, I'm saying you because like I said, I'm reading for you. You are internalizing the problems. You understand what the failures have been for. You're putting it all together in yourself. You know that. Because with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse, you're not opening up. You're scared to talk about it. You're scared to show the world what your fear and insecurity has been or is with this lack of abundancy or abundant part of the story. But internally, you are understanding or you know about the situation. You have internalized it, but you're keeping it all in yourself. And that has also been a cause of your learning lesson and failure. Because, see, another thing, guys, what I understand, okay, is that if you're going through a tough time in your life for whatever rhyme or reason, if you don't open up and talk about it, if you do not let, not to everybody, I'm not saying go around beating the drums everywhere. No, 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 no. You don't have to shout from the rooftop and say, hey, look at me. I'm so, badly off. I don't have money. No, no, no. That's not what you do. But you choose somebody, maybe a good friend, maybe a good partner, maybe somebody you can trust, and let that person know, right? If you keep everything in yourself and you know the whole story, you're aware very much of your problems, but if you do not let things out and you are being an introvert over this situation, that is again your failure. It's a learning lesson that you cannot be an introvert all the time. Sometimes you need to be an extrovert, not in the bad way, but you need to let it out. You need to vent it out. Everybody has to vent. And it's very important to vent. Sometimes you vent to your friend, right? And like I always say, that when you're venting, you don't need advices. You just need somebody to hear you out. Right? But if you're scared about that, if you're not venting it out, but yet you are keeping everything pent up inside of you, it's your failure. It's because you're not being able to come to a decision, you're not being able to come to terms with it. It's all there sitting within you, making you feel sick to the pit of your stomach. You get my point? So this is where you have kept everything. You have not spoken about the injustice, you have not said what needs to be done, you have not talked about your failures or your learning lessons, because you know the whole story, but you're keeping it all inside of you. And that's not helping you, guys. It's making you sick. Your body, your strength will deplete if you continue doing that, because you need to vent out. You need to breathe. You need to bring air back into your lungs. But if you keep your lungs choked, you won't be able to breathe after a while. It's going to get worse. And that's going to happen. And that's been a failure. You're learning from that you have kept everything inside of you. You have not learned to throw it out. You have not learned to vent it out. You have not learned to share it. Sometimes just sharing it also helps. Right? Or just venting also helps. So what has happened, like I said, you have been overwhelmed with too many options. You don't know what to do. So what it did was put you in a very low vibrational energy. With the High Priestess in the reverse. Please talk to me about the High Priestess in the reverse. And because, because you have been in the low vibrational energy, guys, you have been out of touch with your intuition as well. You have not used your intuition in the right way, because your vibration has been very low. You have not talked about it. You have not shared anything. You kept everything pent up inside of you. Yeah, the Six of Cups in the reverse, right? Because you feel the reason why you are in a low vibrational energy is because you feel you don't have anybody that you can share things with. No soulmate, nobody to talk to, no children, no happiness, no fun, no play, right? So you're feeling even more bogged down. You're feeling even more bogged down. So this low vibrational energy is catching up with you guys. It's catching up, right? So, and this is all happening. It's like I said, it's all happening because you are not being able to move because of somebody in your life, as I explained. You know everything. You know it was a failure on your part to take responsibility for your action, but you have not spoken about it. And as a result, you have been overwhelmed with a lot of choices you know that you could not take a decision on. You could not make things happen. You got too much caught up in too many things around you. So, as a result of it, you have been pulled into the low vibrational energy today where you are sitting in a place where you feel that your life is done. There is no fun, no play, no happiness, no soulmate, nobody to look after your need, nobody that you can trust, or nobody that or someone who can trust you back. There is that vacuum that's been created within yourself. You're not talking about it, but this is an energy that is catching up with you, right? Which is, like I said, the Ace of Wands in the reverse. It's because there was a lack of creativity on your end. Don't shove the blame on somebody. Don't tell, oh, it's because of so and so that it happened to me. No, it happened to you because you did not do the right things, as I always say. And that's why we read the tarot card, so that you understand your problem as well. Because we as human beings, we have a tendency to say that I have been doing everything right, I have done things right, I have worked hard for my family or for my children or for whoever it is. But in the end, this is what I get. So you're again putting the blame or trying to blame somebody. Oh, universe has been against me. Universe is not against anybody, guys. It is you who was trying to work against the will of the universe. That's what I always say. And that's where you don't get the results, right? So this is where you have already learned your lesson. So you're growing a little bit stronger. That's a good news, part of the good news. You're becoming a little bit stronger because you're understanding your own situation. Please talk to me about the Three of Swords in the reverse. That you cannot sit in that energy, and be like, oh my God, the world has fallen on my shoulders. You cannot keep grieving over that situation, over your sorrow, your loss of money, your loss of whatever that situation. You are understanding the fact, right? It's a growing time. You need to grow out of that situation. We all have to grow out of some situation in our life. So this is a situation you're learning to understand, guys, that yes, there has been a lack of direction towards this situation, a lack of creativity towards that situation that I could have otherwise been better off with. But again, you learn from your failures. And because you have failures, you are growing strong today because you're understanding that a failure is also equally important. The Magician in the reverse, right? You're understanding where you have lost your power, your control over that situation. So you're trying to get out of that situation, the Two of Swords in the reverse, where you have been over confused and you had lost your power. You have been confused or over confused. See, when your mind, let me tell you, when your mind is in a state of worry all the times, you're not able to focus. You're getting caught up with a lot of things. Like I said, a lot of options, right? A lot of options. Oh, if I do this, what happens? You're toying with ideas, which is not bad. But again, if you keep too many options open, then you are again confused because that's where you are bogged down today because you feel you don't have any fun. in your life anymore. You have no soulmate to share your stuff with. You're left alone. You're bogged down. You're in a low vibrational energy. This is where, with the Ace of Wands in the reverse, it says that it's time to grow out of that situation. It's time to come out of that situation. You have learned, or you're learning from your failures, right? For whatever time period you have to go through that failure learning lesson of your life. And this is where you're even understanding why you have lost your power, right? You have lost your power. You had lost the strength to manifest anything good in your life because you have been over confused in a state of stalemate energy, not knowing what is the right thing for you to do. You got tricked in your own thinking. You got caught in an illusion. You got tricked into thinking and overthinking, not just thinking, it's overthinking. So when you overwork your cerebral nerves, what happens? It freezes. There's a brain freeze, right? This is a brain freeze. And after which you don't know what to do. Then boom, it's all jammed. And this is where, like I said, there is an imbalance in your situation, in your life. Again, like I said, monetary, emotional, passions, anything, right? But more so monetary. More so monetary. So, yeah, and like I said, all talk, no action, undelivered promises. You're realizing that you were so caught up in your own self, in your thinking, overthinking situation, that you may have failed to ignore this situation. That you have failed to see that somebody has not delivered or somebody has not kept their word towards an equal give and take in your life. Right? You have been caught up in the fantasy of your thinking so hard that your brain froze and you were stagnated there. So what happened is that you did not see this situation. Please talk to me about the Page of Swords in the reverse. You did not notice this because you were overwhelmed with choices in your life. You were in a bogged down energy, thinking you have no fun in your life. You're stagnated in a point in your life where you will never be able to get out of it, right? So as you're growing, let me put it that way. First, let me get this card out. Please talk to me about the Page of Swords in the reverse, please. It could be somebody who came in with a new business idea for some of you and said, oh, if you invest this much of money, you get back so much. You have the Tower in the reverse, right? If you give so much money here, you will get back so much. Or if you invest in a new property, this property is a pre-con, for example. You put in your money now, and later on this property will increase in value. So when you're ready to sell, you will get back so much. These are all promises that has been made by somebody in your life who could be a very mischievous person or, with a very sharp intellect, knows how to manipulate people's thoughts, knows how to play around with people's thoughts with their own ideas. Right? But you, like I said, you had a brain freeze. So because you had a brain freeze, you got caught in some kind of trickery and you said, okay, let's go for it. That also could be a part of it. You were confused, over-confused with your own understanding. You got caught in some kind of an illusion. You thought it was the truth, but it was actually the trickery that happened. And you believed that person. It also could be that. And you went ahead with that idea, right? You went ahead with that idea where promises were made, talks were done, but no promises, promises were not delivered. Undelivered promises. All talks, no action, undelivered promise. Somebody did not work towards that situation. The Tower in the reverse says that you had a lack of epiphany on this. Let me put it that way. You did not understand this. You clearly did not understand the situation. You had a lack of epiphany. You did not understand what is happening here. You clearly got caught in your own head, had a brain freeze, but you did not see the side of the issue where you did not clearly have epiphany over this situation, what's happening here. What's happening here? Because somebody, like I said, could be very smart. Somebody could have been very smart and was clearly keeping things under covers for you so that you do not see the reality of this show. They did not want you to see or get the epiphany of this situation. So they were hiding things. They were putting things under cover. They were not telling you the truth. They were not delivering the promises. They were not working towards that promise that they have made for you or they had for you. And they were clearly hiding a lot of things from your vision, so that you do not see what's happening here. Right? Because they knew that if you see it, whoever it is in your case, then you will wake up and you will create hell. Or you will be very angry, or you will be very furious. So to keep your anger away from that situation, to keep you kind of subdued and think that, oh, everything is fine, they had been doing a lot of things, but you clearly did not have epiphany because they were hiding things from your vision so that you do not see it. Because you know, like I said, the moment you see it, or the moment you know the truth, you will be furious. And there will be a huge situation. So to avert that disaster from happening, they gave you a wrong picture of the whole situation here. Okay. I'm going to find out one thing here, guys. Hold on with me. Please talk to me about the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, the Nine of Cups in the reverse. And this is a big reason why your mood is upset. Your wishes have gone down the drain. Could be with money that was directly linked with your emotions. Where you might have planned that if I get so much money, I might make some wishes come true. But today you're discovering that those wishes not only have dissipated or disappeared, but you're feeling absolutely discontented and smug about this whole situation in your life. Okay. Let's look at the Hierophant in the reverse. So this is the time, that's what Spirit is saying, guys. This is the time for you to understand. Please talk to me about the Hierophant in the reverse. The Star in the reverse. So what Spirit is saying, and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Wow, okay. You have been out of balance with your own emotions as well, with your money, where you did not juggle through things properly. You did not put your fundings in the right place at the right time, or you put it in the wrong place. Like I said, you did not get back your returns. Can be anything. Hold on with me, guys. Please talk to me about the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of you could have been cheated in a business opportunity as well. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. There is my answer, guys. Okay, hold on. See, like I said, what has happened in here? Too many choices, not feeling great about not having happiness in your life, completely threw you off your emotional balance. Where you kept things to yourself, you internalized the whole situation, but you were scared to throw it out because you felt there is nobody there to give you a listening ear. Nobody that you can trust enough to bring back happiness in your life. So you were being bogged down and pulled down in your own vibrational level. You could not soar above and beyond that point, right? The first part of the whole story. The second part of the whole story, as I said, is you got caught in some kind of an illusion. Somebody told you, oh, do this, so much money. Do that business, so much money. Invest here, invest there, money. You got caught. You're learning to come out of that. You're growing a little bit stronger day by day. You're learning to understand where you went wrong in your own creativity or in your, where there was a lack of guidance. Somebody could have guided you in a wrong direction. That also could be a possibility. But I said, you lost control, you had a brain freeze. So the second part talks about your situation where, like explained, things have gone completely in the wrong way. It was a disaster that was in hiding from you. The disaster was kept in hiding from you. Where today you're coming to terms with the fact that whatever you had planned with that money or with that situation in your life, or also with the give and take, where some of you, were waiting to fulfill some wishes that was not fulfilled before, or you had a wish, has gone down the drain. So there is a lot of discontentment, dissatisfaction, feeling very smug about the whole situation that you did not see this thing before, right? So that kind of an energy is surrounding you. Now, like I said, the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, you have not been able to prioritize, you have not been able to balance your life, balance your monetary situation. Why? Because the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, because you lacked focus and direction in your life. You did not pay attention to situations in your life, guys, that needed attention from your end. You were unfocused. You were all over the place, maybe trying to multitask, but not being the jack of all trades, but the master of none. Right? So you remained out of focus. You were not able to focus on what is important in your life. What is that you need to do? What requires priority? What is your priority? Not everything, not 50 chores is your priority. Out of 50, maybe 5 is your priority, which needs to be handled right away. But you could not do that. Why? Like I said, because you remained unfocused. Right? And this is the time, this is what Spirit is saying, this is the time for you to understand that whatever belief and ideas about your own trials and tribulations, about your own belief system in life has been, you need to release that from yourself. You need to come out of that belief system, that conscious programming, that this is how I do, go by the book of law, excuse me, go by the rules of your childhood. Your parents had said, do this, do that, and you have followed that blindly without questioning that sense of, without questioning that rule, right? So that was your conscious programming that you need to get out of, you need to break away from. Why? Because the star is in the reverse. Otherwise, you would not be able to heal from this situation. Until you break that commitment with what? There is an emotional dependency, insecurity in your life. Somebody, I told you, right in the beginning, is emotionally dependent on you and is pulling your funds, sucking your energy, is a vampire, energy vampire, right? That energy is there. And that energy is only pulling you down. You see? Not recharging your batteries, but taking away all that energy from you and putting it in themselves. They're taking away your emotions and using it for their own benefit while you are being drained of your own emotional happiness. Somebody who is insecure is codependent or dependent on you for their emotional happiness is an energy vampire here. Right? And this is where Spirit is saying, this is where, guys, whoever it is, could be a Taurus I'm talking to. You need to break away from that energy, guys. You need to get away of that vampire energy that somebody is using for their own happiness or their own satisfaction in life, taking it all from you, getting the utmost pleasure of enjoying their own benefits at your own cost, at your cost. That's a commitment you have had maybe before, that you're going to supply them with your own funding, with your money, with your hard-earned, whatever you have. Could have been an earlier commitment, but now it's time to break that commitment. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult for you to revive the whole scenario or the scene. It's very important. Hold on, guys. Please talk to me about the Hierophant in the reverse. The Hierophant in the reverse. What do you have to say here? Three of Pentacles in the reverse, yeah? You're not going to be able to expand your life if you do not break away from this situation. Because you definitely have no teamwork. You're doing everything on your own, right? You have a lack of cooperation from other people because somebody is draining you of your resources, money, emotions. Excuse me. And there is no expansion until you break yourself free from this situation here. So whatever you do, remember, from now on, guys, you do it for yourself. However difficult it might be for you, hard for you, but you still have to do something about the situation, or else you will not be able to rework on this entire situation of money, of emotions in your life that at this point in time, you know, have gone drastically wrong. Now I'm going to ask one last question to just get an answer, and this is just me asking you, my spirit, what is the one energy in the collective at this point that they should know about? One energy in the collective at this point that they should be aware of. Just one energy, my spirit. There is somebody in your life, guys, who is extremely bad narcissist. The Queen of Pentacles in the reverse talks about somebody who is not on her throne, has lost her entitlement to her power, does not have anything with her, but is still present in your life. She has no entitlement to anything in your life that you should be aware of. So whatever you have been doing is out of your emotional situation, the codependency, the insecurity that you have had with regards to this particular figure in your life who does not hold any title, who does not hold her or his title anymore. They have no funds, no emotions, they have nothing. They are, like I said, they're just there. That's it. But they have nothing they can contribute to your life again or ever again. They have lost that power. So this is an energy, whoever that can be for you, is around you at this point in time. So be careful. So be careful. So somebody who comes and throws their power at you, know that they are doing it out of frustration, out of jealousy, but they actually cannot do anything because they have lost their title. The title could be that of a mother, could be that of a spouse, could be that of a karmic partner, could be that of a boss who has lost all her money, all her power, has been fired, laid off from her job. It can be anybody. A mother who could not look after her household, her children, has lost entitlement to her life or the title to her life. A karmic partner who can no longer do her stuff has lost her title to be with you. That was a karmic connection. That was it. Period. So this energy will be around you at this portion in time. So be careful. You will have to learn to deal with this negative energy as you move and try to get a hold of your own bearings and put things in the right place. Enjoy this reading, guys. Until I see you once again. Till then, goodbye. God bless. Khuda Hafiz and Namaste.